To see you, and we're live. Good to see everybody here. Welcome to episode 1644. Good to see everybody. Hey, Deanne, how are you? Big hugs to you on your continued
Sean, your mic's not working correctly. You're in an echo.
Thank you, Michelle. There's my audio tech background team. I've got an amazing team of support and help. There we go. Good to see everybody. All right. Hey, listen. DMP, doing your mind profit. Doing your mind's profit, right? I have a division of one of my companies is called Mental Profits. Your thoughts create your income. Watching from Uganda, outstanding. Good to see you in Uganda. Many blessings and prayers to you. Thank you for making the world a better place. If you're on social media and if you're here, you're somebody who desires to have more, do more, become more. And I know you're already passing that gift on. So please, thank you for all of the joy you bring to the world. It's an honor to have you in my energy space, and I'm so glad to be circling in yours. So doing your mind's profits, that's what a DMP is. Napoleon Hill calls it your definite major purpose. And when you understand what your definite major purpose is, you get to say yes to a lot more things. Right? Wallace D. Wattles talks about in the book Science of Getting Rich. He says, if there's more things you could do in life, if you had more access to things in life, drop an A in the chat. Drop an A in the chat if you could do more, if you had more access to things, if you had more access to things. So if you could have more access to things, you could do more things. It is your responsibility, your ability to respond, to be rich. Bob Proctor said you were born rich, wrote a great book called You Were Born Rich. There's a big dent in my hat. There we go. Get that dent out of there. It was looking kind of, I'm not OCD, but maybe sometimes. So what is doing your mind's profits means, DMP? It means that it's possible that you could shift the way you look at things so that the things that you look at change, right? That's the conversation. That's the dialogue. And understand this, that when you realize the power that you have in the ability, right? The only thing that we have, us compared to my puppies, the dogs, the sheep, the chickens, all of the animals here on the ranch, is that we get to control our thoughts. We are responsive individuals. We can respond to things. We can anticipate things. And we get to choose what we think about. We were given this idea of control over our thoughts. It's called free will. God said, listen, do as you wish, right? The first free will action, according to the Bible, is somebody ate an apple they weren't supposed to, the forbidden fruit. My question to you is this, what is this idea, this concept, this thought process, this free will that you would like to have that you're not having? What is this free will that you're not using costing you? Mental profits, your thoughts create your income, and it's not just about money. Money is the result of all of your thoughts. See, this isn't about thinking about money. Money isn't evil. It's sometimes the thoughts people have about money is evil. Money doesn't do bad. Money doesn't do bad. It's people who use money who do bad things. Money doesn't do good. It's people who use money to do good things. Doing your mind's profit, getting your mind into a profit state of mind. And profit means you win, I win, we all win. It's called a win-win-win. So yesterday I did a 2-hour-long conversation on building your DMP along with my good friend and run-in partner, Mr. Scott Schilling. We had a conversation about what it really takes to find your DMP. What is it costing you to not have your DMP, your definite major purpose? Napoleon Hill talks about it, right? So whether it be the master class, whether it be the mastermind from Napoleon Hill, I had the book here somewhere. I have my original copy of Think and Grow Rich that was given to me 40 years ago. It looks like it's been through heck and back. But anyway, so I'd invite you to join me in the DMP. You can go to SeanGMurphy.com/DMP and you can get started there. Now, what we're going to do is the class is going to start on the 20th of this month and it's going to go to October 25th. We're probably going to close down registration on the 18th of next week, because this first group, you're not going to be able to come in midway, right? I'll have more sessions, right? The next session will probably be October. So beginning of November will probably be session 2. So anyway, so that's that conversation. So how can I help you today? Did you set your intentions this morning? Now, better time to write. There's that old phrase, when's the best time to plant a tree? 20 years ago. The next best time is today. Best time to set your intentions. Jim Rohn said it best. Never start your day till it's finished on paper. And he would say, do it the night before. Set your intentions the night before. I teach 3 questions that I teach people about how to activate the reticular activating system, how to activate and access the quantum field, how to go out into the universal source of God and be able to pull ideas and concepts that are already existing for you, just for you, just for you, and be able to have access to that so that when you wake in the morning, you wake with a different spirit. You wake with this idea and this ideal. An ideal is the worthy pursuit of an idea. You wake with this ideal that you can go achieve your success. It comes down to state of mind, right? Most people are focused in strategy and their story and their state. And so if you look at the strategy, most people are strategy driven. How. You go look at Google, my cousin Google, and you ask him, hey, tell me about this. How do I do this? It's the most used word to search. Well, if that's the most used word to search, it's the most of the ideas that people have is, if I knew how, drop an H in the chat if you've ever said, if I knew how, I would do it. If I knew how, I would do it. Here's the challenge. Here's the challenge with that. You can know how, but you don't have a story that lets you do the how. You could have a story that says, I'm going to be rich and I'm going to do this and I'm going to live on the beach and I'm going to drive my car and I'm going to pay off my debt and I'm going to have this, and you could have a good story. And you could have a great strategy. But without state, it doesn't come true. How many of you have ever had somebody come to a party and you said, oh, it's so good to see you? And they said, yes, it's so good to be here. And you knew they were not telling the truth. I'm not going to say they were lying, but they weren't telling the truth. It's because of their state. Some of you got great stories. Beach nights for me. I love it. I love that handle. Some people got good strategy. They got good discipline. How many of you know people who are absolutely push and they do the work and they have the activities and they're broke? How many of you know tell a good story and they do half cheek kind of work? They don't really put in as much effort as you do. See, how many of you believe there's somebody living your dream right now and they're working half as hard as you? Somebody right now is living your dream and they're working half as hard as you. Wallace D. Waddle says, listen, some people can luck into success. Even blockheads can get rich. So how do you change this? It's your DMP. This isn't an affirmation, and it's not an affirmation. Noah St. John's calls them affirmations. It's not even a QLQ. In psychology, there's something called a quantum linguistic question. And it's not even a QLQ where you ask a question that Einstein said, the problems that are made with the mind of man can't be solved with the same mind that created them. Makes sense, right? If I made a problem with this mind, I can't come up with a solution with the same mind that created the problem. So it takes your definite major purpose. This takes some personal undevelopment. This takes some undoing. This takes some unwiring. Well, how do you start? You got to start that you have some evidence of your successes. So I would encourage you, go write a list of 100 things. I know it sounds like a lot. My students do 500 things. Go write a list of 100 things you've done well. Now, I'm not talking about Academy Award winning or Emmy Award winning or Pulitzer Prize winning kinds of activities. I'm talking about things like, did you ever learn to drive a car? Did you ever go through an airport security? I know it sounds crazy, but at some point there was your first one. Did you survive first class on your first trip in first class? Did you ever get a stamp in your passport? Did you learn a second language or a third language or a fourth language? Are you a parent? Did you ever send your kids off to first grade, send your kids off to second grade, send your kids off to third grade, first days of school? Those are all firsts. Those are all evidence that you are still here. And what happens too often is that we're told that those are just average. Those are just, they're meaningless. Well, I did that. This takes away the credibility that you have for yourself to say, I'm successful and I can do a definite major purpose. See, to get your kid to school every day is a definite major purpose. It may be a definite minor purpose, but it's still a purpose that you have to get up, get them done, get them fed, get them dressed, get them this, get them that, take them to school, drop them off at the bus stop, walk with them, whatever it is. Your life is filled with definite minor purposes. The challenge is that they may not be in alignment, in concert, in harmony with your definite major purpose. Now, when you set up your definite major purpose, your DMP, when you set it up with some clarity, everything, every other action seems to fall in line, seems to fall in that funnel. And then all of a sudden, what Napoleon Hill talks about, you'll wonder where all of these riches were as they start to flow to you, as you start to check the boxes off all of the activities and action steps necessary to create your next level of wealth. Doing your mind's profit is something you might want to focus on a regular basis. See, you've been profitable before. You make more money now than you did as a child. Well, yeah, but as a child, I didn't work. Why? Maybe you weren't given the skill sets. How many of you ever got an allowance? How many of you ever set up a lemonade stand? Any of you ever sell anything down at the end of the driveway or sell Girl Scout cookies or Boy Scout popcorn? You've got the skill set. You're just not doing it often enough. And the reason we don't do it often enough is because we lack the evidence that we're that successful. So I would encourage you this. You want to learn your DMP, you want to start to do things that say, hey, listen, I am successful. Write a list of 100 things you've done well. Here's what Jim Rohn said. That's easy to do. It's also easy what? Not to do. It takes time to rewire you. We are such a microwave society, a fast-paced this, that, and the other, likes and posts and messages popping up and emails popping up and texts popping up and distraction. Robert Cialdini in his book, Deep Work, says that we are becoming so shallow in our work, we can't keep focused. Emerson said it best, the most difficult thing for man or woman to do is the idea of sustained thought. The idea of sustained thought. You're doing mind's profit is going to require you to have some focus, to have some energy. And we need to do it in such a way that we build up enough energy to push through the block. How many of you have had a breakdown and then all of a sudden you had a breakthrough? I can tell you your next breakdown for your next big breakthrough might be a little bit more bigger than you thought, but it gets a lot easier if you have a DMP because you know it's coming. You know it's coming. You know the bump is coming. You know the breakthrough is coming, and you can actually step on the gas a little bit and you can get through the breakthrough a little bit faster. The challenge is that you're trying to get through this new breakthrough with old patterns. And your old patterns can't get you through the breakthrough. Your old patterns can't get you through the breakthrough. So, write out your list of 100 things you've done well. I can promise you 98% of you will not do it. I don't wish that upon you. I hope you get it done, but 98% of you won't do it. How do I know this? Because none of this is a secret. None of this is a secret. It's not a secret. They've just not told it to you. You've just not asked the right questions. You've asked people to coach you, not to mentor you. When you ask questions like, what should I be doing that I'm not doing? Then you'll start to do things, you'll start to see things in a whole new way. I love you bunches. I'm your head brain training misfit. Go to SeanGMurphy.com/DMP, DMP, to join me in the first, along with Mr. Scott Schilling, the first definite major purpose, 30 days to double your income. In the next 30 days, October 20th to September 25th. Now, September 20th to October 25th, I'll get the months right. In the next 90 days, we'll double your income. If not, just simply let me know that you've done the work and that you've showed up for the things, and I'll send you your money back. I'm tired of instructors and trainers giving you a guarantee or saying, listen, it'll help you. I'm going to guarantee it. You show up, you do the work. Listen, I can't lift your weights for you. You show up, you do the work. I guarantee you'll double your income. If you have a business model that would allow you to double your income, because it's not your income model that's keeping you from doubling your money. It's you. And when you get your definite major purpose in place, the you gets out of the way that was stopping you. All right, everybody. I love you tons. I appreciate you, Instagram. Have an amazing, fun-filled day. I'll see you where? I'll see you at the next event. Luis in Puerto Rico. Love you, brother. Ciao. Bye for now. And YouTube, appreciate you. Love you bunches. Hope you have an amazing, fun-filled day. Thank you, everybody, for all of your incredible comments and posts and different messages that you're sending me through all of the shorts and different videos that are up on the YouTube page. For those of you that are in part, I'll get to that in just a second. So stop live stream. YouTube, I'll see you where? I'll see you at the next brain training, brain scrambling.